Yeah, as I said, I've been waiting for it for a long time. I've stayed in pretty good contact with most of the players through the last sort of 12 or 15 months. It's obviously challenging, more challenging this year with the protocols and everything that's in place. We're clear to the boys already that we're not going to overtrain. We're not going to overtrain in the first 3 weeks. I think the teams that manage themselves the best through the tournament, I think will go a long way. The attitude's been terrific, as you'd expect. Coming off a really good season last year, you'd expect the mood to be upbeat and having a lot of fun. Today was no exception. I mean, it's hot, it's quite draining conditions. We've got a smaller squad, so we've got to sort of manage our training sessions a little bit differently than we probably did last year. But as I said to the boys at the start, I've been waiting for about 15 months to get back into this again. We all know that the IPL has been pushed back a few months, but look, awesome to be here, awesome to be back in a team environment again, and no better place than to be in the Delhi Capitals camp. Yeah, as I said, I've been waiting for it for a long time. I've stayed in pretty good contact with most of the players through the last sort of 12 or 15 months, which has probably made it a little bit easier to get straight back into it today. But look, I had as much fun as I've ever had with the cricket team last year, and I made that really clear to the boys, and I want to make sure I have the same sort of fun and enjoyable time this year. It's a hard tournament. It's obviously more challenging this year with the protocols and everything that's in place, but that is what it is, and we've got to learn to cope with it and enjoy it for what it is. We've got to actually just embrace the challenge and get on with it. Clear to the boys already that we're not going to overtrain. We're not going to overtrain in the first 3 weeks. I think our preparation leading into the first game is critical. It's an unusual time that we've got. You're having 3 weeks of preparation. I think we went through it the other day. We've got 20 training sessions planned before the first game, and that for me is actually too many. So we're just going to see how the boys are pulling up after every session. We gave them a day off yesterday. We'll probably have another hard session tomorrow, then maybe giving them a day off the next day. So it's unusual, but I just want to make sure that physically and technically and tactically they're peaking for that first game, whether it's on the 19th, the 20th or the 21st, whenever it is. I'll make sure the boys are in really good shape. I think it's really important when you do have success, you have to understand why. And I think last year, we had a lot of success. I think we were as good as any team in the tournament last year. We sort of stumbled at the second last hurdle, but that happens in T20 cricket. But I also think it's really important for the players to remember back to that. So, the guys that we've still got here from last year, Mishi and Shreyas and Rishabh and Prithvi and Shikhar and these guys, it's really important for them to think about what it was we did last year that made everything so fun and allowed us to win games. And if they can remember that, then they can impose that on the younger guys and the new guys that we've got in the team, and before you know it, we'll have this really infectious attitude around the group again, which is what I'm all about as a coach. So, I'll work them hard and we'll be disciplined and we'll train hard, but we'll have some fun along the way as well, which, I think with, the protocols and quarantine the way it is right now, I think the teams that manage themselves the best through the tournament, I think will go a long way. And what I mean by management, it's going to be managing the players, but managing the time that we have back at the hotel and finding activities and things that we can do together. Indian players, Ashwin's been one of the most successful spinners in IPL history, and Rahane's led Rajasthan, for a long time as well. So with that, all sorts of skill, class, and experience they'll add to our squad. And we know, well, I certainly understand anyway, how important experience is in 2020 cricket. You look at the successful teams in the IPL. It's been Mumbai, it's been Chennai with Dhoni and these guys. So we understand that. We've got a young captain, but to have those older, more experienced minds on the ground will help us a lot.